I wanted to understand you, I study your obscure language. I have outlasted all desire. My dreams and I have grown apart. My grief alone is left entire, the gleamings of an empty heart. The storms of ruthless dispensation have struck my flowery garland. Numb, I live in lonely desolation and wonder when my end will come. Thus, on a naked tree limb, blasted by tardy winter's whistling chill call, a single leaf, which has outlasted its season, will be trembling still. I left you, and it may be from my soul the former love has never gone away, but let it not recall till you toot my dole. I wish not sadden you in any way. I left you silently, without hope, fully, in diffidence and jealousy and pain. I love you so tenderly and truly, as let you else be loved by any man. A whole life has been pledged to this meeting with you. A deception that elevates us is dearer than a host of low truths. If you knew the flames that burn in me, which I attempt to beat down with my reason, I've lived to bury my desires and see my dreams corrode with rust. Now all that's left are fruitless fires that burn my empty heart to dust. Struck by the clouds of cruel fate, my crown of summer bloom is sere. Alone and sad, I watch and wait, and wonder if the end is near, as conquered by the last cold air, when winter whistles in the wind. Alone upon a branch that's bare, a trembling leaf is left behind. My dreams, what has become of their sweetness? What indeed has become of my youth? I've lived to bury my desires and see my dreams corrode with rust. Now all that's left are fruitless fires that burnt my empty heart to dust. It's a lucky man, a very lucky man, who is committed to what he believes, who has stifled intellectual detachment and can relax in the luxury of his emotions, like a tipsy traveler, resting for the night at Wayside Inn. Moral maxims are surprisingly useful on occasions when we can invent little else to justify our actions. The wondrous moment of our meeting, still I remember you appear before me like a vision fleeting, a beauty's angel peering clear and hopeless and new, surrounding the worldly bustle to my ear. For long your tender voice kept sounding, for long in dreams came features dear. Time passed, unworldly storms confounded old dreams, and I from year to year forgot how tender you had sounded. Your heavenly features once so dear, my backwoods days dragged slow and quiet, dull fence around, dark vault above, devoid of God and uninspired, devoid of tears, of fire of love. Sleep from my soul began, retreat, and here you once again appear before me like a vision fleet, and a beauty's angel pure and clear. In ecstasy, my heart is beating, old joys for it anew, revived, inspired, and God-filled. It is griefed in the fire and tears and love alive. I was not born to amuse the Tsar's depression. I still kept guard on him and chased after him like a shadow or like a faithful wife, but whom to love, to trust and treasure, who won't betray us in the end, and who will be kind enough to measure our words and deeds as we intend. Dearer to me than a host of base truths is the illusion that exalts. People are so like their first mother Eve. What they are given doesn't take their fancy. The serpent is forever enticing them to come to him, to the tree of mystery. They must have the forbidden fruit, or paradise will not be paradise for them. Thus people, so it seems to me, become good friends from sheer anew, bound for your distant home. You were leaving alien lands in an hour as sad as I've known. I wept over your hands. My hands were numb and cold, still trying to restrain you whom my heart told never to end this pain. But you snatched your lips away from our bitterest kiss. You invoked another place than but the smell, exile of this. You said, when we meet again in the shadow of olive trees, we shall kiss in a love without pain under cloudless infinities. But there at last where the sky shines with blue radiance, where olive tree shadows lie on the water's glittering dance, your beauty, your suffering are lost in eternity. But the sweet kiss of our meeting, I wait for it. You owe it to me, but even friendship like our heroes exists no more. for we've outgrown all sentiments and deemed men zeros, except of course ourselves alone. We all take on Napoleon's features, and millions of our fellow creatures are nothing more to us than tools, since feelings are for freaks and fools. Eugene, of course, had keen perceptions, and on the whole despised mankind, yet wasn't like so many blind. And since each rule permits exceptions, he did respect a noble few, and cold himself gave warmth and a dew. Ecstasy is a glass full of tea, and a piece of sugar in my mouth. The less we love her when we woo her, the more we draw a woman in. Better the illusions that exalt us than 10,000 truths. Two fixed ideas can no more exist together in the moral world than two bodies can occupy one and the same in the physical world. But flaming youth in all its madness keeps nothing of its heart concealed. Its loves and hates, its joys and sadness are babbled out and soon revealed. It's a lucky man, of course, speaking. We've got to have forbidden fruit, or Eden's joys just are for us are moot. We still, alas, cannot forestall this dreadful ailment. Heavy toll of the spleen is what the English call it. We call it simply Russian soul. Thus, heaven's gift to us is this, that habit takes the place of bliss. I love a friendly chat and a friendly glass of wine during the evening, the time they call for some accountable reason between the dog and the wolf. A want of courage. Want of courage is the last thing to be pardoned by young men, who usually look upon bravery as the chief of all human virtues and the excuse for every possible fault. I loved you, perhaps that love has yet to tie down firmly within my soul, but let it not dismay you any longer. I have to wish to cause you any sorrow. I loved you wordlessly, without a hope, by shyness tortured, or by jealousy. I love you with such tenderness and candor, and pray God grant you to be my love that way again. I wrote to you, dreams like living beings swarmed around me, and the moon on my bright side followed me burning. I wrote back, everything changed, my soul in love was sad, and the moon on my left side trailed me without hope to such endless impressions. We poets give ourselves absolutely making in silence, men, a mere event, until the world reflects the deepest needs of the soul. I am by forever, Love Song Infinitist sequel.